Alrighty. So our last little thing we're going to talk about real quick is new federalism. And again, I just was mentioning about how that's de-evolution, giving power back to the states. And that's obviously what this is saying here. Shifting of some authority from the national government back to the states. And this is associated with Nixon and Reagan, and especially associated with the 104th and 105th Republican Congress. This is what's known as the de-evolution revolution. And we're going to talk about block grants and help with the Welfare Bill of 1996, what block grants are. But that kind of is giving states leeway to redefine welfare as an example of that. And another thing is under new federalism, they repealed some of the speed limits that existed, and let the states decide that and fund that and do things of that nature. Especially depends upon the state. So what's important here with this de-evolution revolution is that it started with Nixon and especially Reagan. Let's give some of the power back to the states. If you look at it from a centralist, decentralist standpoint, Republicans would want less of a strong national government. So this is again something they would favor, as opposed to the Democrats and Obama would want a more of a stronger national government. They'd be more the centralist, and the Republicans would be more the decentralist. The decentralist being, let's give power back to the states. The centralist saying, let's have the federal government be bigger. And so new federalism does exist, but it's more or less called de-evolution and the de-evolution revolution. And that's what we're talking about. Your next thing that you guys are going to be working on here is this right here, the national powers, and those three categories, again, and the state powers and the concurrent powers. So on your worksheet, you guys want to break these up in what they are. Pay close attention to the expressed powers that actually stated in the Constitution and what they mean. The implied powers, not stated explicitly, but suggested implicitly. Importance of elastic clause. So we'll talk again a little bit more about that. And then the inherent powers. And then the state powers, look at Amendment 10, and then establishing voting requirements. There's an example of requirements, depends upon the state. Powers and the concurrent powers that the state and national government share together. On the back of your worksheet, what you guys need to do in completing that Venn diagram is list the powers of the state, list the powers of the national government, and then list the powers that they share. And so you can find that not as much here as you can look in your book and find it. If it's not in that book, your guys' book, check that little book in the front of the classroom, the little thin one that my CP kids use. And then this will help you organize that. So when we talk about it on Monday, I don't have to spend as much time with it, and then we can move forward. Our test will probably be on Wednesday. Monday we got to talk a little bit about this, and then we're going to go into the decentralist again. That's the Republican approach, and then the centralist approach, and what those mean in federalism. And so again, if there's any questions, you guys can email me. I can respond back probably on Sunday when I get back, or yeah, that's when I'll be by the computer. And then hopefully this wasn't that horrible, and it was probably again odd because I put my face on it just so you guys can see me talking with it. Anyway, have a great Friday. Be good for my sub. Thank you for being a wonderful first period, and I hope this helped. I know we could talk a little bit more about it, but again, something new. Maybe if it works, great. We can do it again. If it doesn't work, thanks for not supporting me. I appreciate that. It hurts a little bit, but I'm rambling. Alrighty. Have a good one. Thank you, guys. All right, bye-bye.